Okay, so in this video, we're going to see Senator Adam Schiff expose Trump's dangerous court nominee in a brutal takedown, calling out the Trump White House and the nomination of Eric Tung for the Ninth Circuit, complete with the usual Republican hypocrisy and chaos. Let's watch the full clip, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end.
One of the opportunities I was looking most forward to when I was elected to the Senate was the chance to work with the White House, including under Republican administrations, to select good nominees for the federal bench in California and beyond. Unfortunately, that optimism didn't last very long. I was disappointed by the White House's failure to work with Senator Padilla and myself to select an appropriate and mainstream nominee to the vacant Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals seat in Pasadena. Instead, President Trump decided to appoint Eric Tung, someone who is and has expressed vehemently anti-labor, anti-collective bargaining ideas and once organized a protest against Labor Day. As a U.S. Senator from California, that is particularly concerning for a state where Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta made such a principled and celebrated stand for working people. Mr. Tung has been a proponent of dangerous legal arguments like the independent state legislature theory, a theory so fringe that even this Supreme Court ruled against the position he took in 2023 by a vote of 6-3. That case, which conservative scholar and judge Michael Luttig described as the most important case for American democracy in the almost 2.5 centuries since America's founding, that we would have someone who would take such a dangerous and fringe position in a case of that seminal importance to our democracy is deeply alarming. Mr. Tung has said that he believes in gender roles and that as an originalist, he disagrees with current Supreme Court precedent recognizing a constitutional right to same-sex marriage and same-sex couples' right to privacy. The White House, I think, missed a real opportunity to work with Senator Padilla and myself to identify a candidate who could garner bipartisan support in this fragile moment. We were prepared to and have tried to work in good faith despite the many attacks that we have endured from the White House against Senator Padilla and myself. Just this week, the Attorney General announced that her department had filed a misconduct complaint against the sitting federal district court judge because he ruled against the administration and has issued an order to show cause why the Justice Department should not be held in contempt, the merits of which now multiple whistleblowers have filed complaints. And this action by the administration to penalize a judge, holding hearings into whether orders of his court were violated, demonstrates, I think, the danger to the rule of law and the importance of making sure that we confirm judges who will prioritize obedience to the rule of law and not just obedience to the President of the United States, the person of the President. And now more than ever, we need federal judges who will protect the rule of law. So I join Senator Padilla in expressing my grave concerns about Mr. Tung. I look forward to this hearing and the opportunity to question him about his loyalty to the President and whether that takes priority over obedience to the law. And I yield back.
Mr. Tung and Mr. Dunlap, please come forward and stand so I can swear you in.
All right, so, wow. I mean, you've got Adam Schiff, you know, not exactly the most radical leftist out there, actually sounding like the adult in the room. And still, he's basically begging the White House for the bare minimum of respect and cooperation. And they just they don't care, not even a little. This is like the classic Trump Republican move. Ignore everyone, pick the most extreme, least qualified people, and then act shocked when people push back. The part about Eric Tung being anti-labor, I'm sorry, but did you catch that? This guy once organized a protest against Labor Day. Labor Day! The literal holiday for workers, right? Like, how far up your own, ideological bubble do you have to be to think, yeah, you know what'll really help America? Attacking workers' rights and organizing against a day off. But that's the whole Republican playbook. They hate unions. They hate collective bargaining. They love the word freedom until it means workers might have some. And look, this isn't just random lefty talking points. I mean, there are receipts everywhere. The American Bar Association rated a bunch of Trump's judicial picks as not qualified. They didn't care. They just jammed them through. Why? Because, and this is the thing people sometimes miss, Republicans have been obsessed with taking over the courts for like 40 years. They know they can't win on policy, so they rig the rules. Just look at what Mitch McConnell did with the Supreme Court. Now, this independent state legislature theory thing, it's not just some like theoretical nonsense you hear about in law school. This was the actual argument Trump's people tried to use to overturn the 2020 election. They wanted state legislatures full of like gerrymandered Massachusetts GA diehards to be able to throw out the results if they didn't like them. That's the whole big lie energy. It's dangerous. Even this Supreme Court, with its supermajority of conservatives, shot that idea down. And yet this nominee, Tung, apparently thinks it's great. That's terrifying. And then Schiff calls out Tung's views on gender roles and same-sex marriage. You know, this is the stuff they always try to wrap up as originalism, like it's some intellectual thing. But let's be honest. It's just a polite way of saying, let's roll back LGBTQ rights. Let's go after privacy. Let's undo half a century of social progress. I mean, the receipts are everywhere. Clarence Thomas literally wrote a Supreme Court opinion saying he wants to revisit the cases that legalize same-sex marriage and like contraception. Dobbs v. Jackson, Thomas, concurrence. And the GOP cheered. They're not hiding it. The part where Schiff mentions the DOJ filing complaints against judges, that's just chef's kiss Trump authoritarianism. Like, if you rule against the administration, they'll come after you personally. That's not democracy. That's, well, honestly, it's the stuff you see in banana republics. And the Republican Party, man, they're all in on this. The only rule they care about is power. I mean, even if you're not some bleeding heart lefty, you've got to see how nuts this is. Trump and the GOP want judges who will rubber stamp whatever they do. Voting rights, civil rights, union protections, doesn't matter. They'll block it all. That's why they pick people like Tung. And yeah, it's not a glitch. It's the point. So yeah, Schiff's got every reason to be worried. And honestly, so should everyone who gives a damn about democracy or like even basic fairness. If we let these judges keep getting through, it's game over for any kind of real progress in this country. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.